Hey friends, on today's episode, I'm going to show you how to wallpaper a wall, so stay tuned. The first thing that I have to say about wallpapering is don't be afraid. Wallpapering is really not that hard. It is not rocket science. This is definitely something that you can learn to do if you want to do it yourself, and I do all of my own wallpaper in my own home. So here are some of the tools and supplies that you're going to need if you want to wallpaper. And I don't spend ever a lot of money on tools and supplies, but these are some of the necessary things that you need. First, you're going to need some wallpaper. And mine happens to be unpasted wallpaper. If you are lucky enough to get pasted wallpaper, you can skip over the parts that I talk about pasting the paper. You would basically just submerge that paper in water. They say usually for 5, 10, 30 seconds at the most. And then all the other steps are the same. But I happen to have unpasted wallpaper, which seems to be more and more what you're going to find on the market. Now, if you have that unpasted wallpaper, what you're going to need next is some paste. And I happen to have a really big jug of this paste because I do a lot of wallpapering and bigger projects around my home. But you can also buy a small little container of this. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. They will carry it. Your Ace hardware stores will carry it as well. So look in your hardware store locally or order it online. Next, what you're going to need is a razor, and you need to have not only a razor, but you also need to have extra razors on hand. You are probably going to replace the razor a few times when you're wallpapering. A lot of people use X-Acto knives. I don't think they're strong enough. I would get a real full-blown razor. Next, you're going to need a measuring tape, okay? And I would get something that's real sturdy that you can measure the wall with. Remember, always want to measure twice and cut once. You don't want to make a mistake on that. Next, you're going to want to get something that I use basically as a food scraper in my kitchen, but I also use this type of tool for wallpapering, and it is rubber, so it's not going to tear your paper. This is going to be used for getting all the bubbles out. You can get these usually at your grocery store, or you can order them online. You'll need a paintbrush, okay? And I like to use the real big ones because that means I don't have to paint as much. Just as important as a razor is going to be your straight edge. And if you happen to be cutting on your table or on a kitchen countertop or even on the floor, you're going to want some cardboard. And this is just a box that I have that's laying around, and it's going to keep me from cutting into my floors and cutting into my countertop whenever I make my cuts. And finally, the last tool that you're going to need is just some kind of rag that we're going to get wet, and we're going to use this to help us clean off the wallpaper. Okay, so when I'm measuring this wall, it's a little tricky. Yours is probably going to be much easier, but mine's on the diagonal. But if you just have a normal wall, you're going to be measuring from the top to the bottom, okay? And then you want to add a few inches. So I've measured my paper. You measure twice because you want to make sure you got it right. And I usually use a little pen to make a tiny little mark. And I get my cardboard underneath. You take your straight edge. I like to use the long arm of it going across. It's not going to quite get to the end, but it's going to make it very close. And the shorter arm, I like to use along the side. I can't just lay it here and assume that that's a straight line. You don't want to cut crooked lines because you're going to have to continue to fix that the whole way down. So you might as well just cut a straight line. But the way you know you're cutting a straight line is by using the straight edge over here. So I want this perfectly lined up on the side of my paper and then stretching up that way. This way I know I have a straight line when I go to cut it. So I have my really sharp razor here. I'm going to go to the other side. I know it's lined up perfectly. I'm going to put my fingers on it and press down to make sure I don't move it at all as I'm cutting, okay? So I am going to simply cut along that straight edge. Now, I can't go all the way. I go to the very end of this arm, and that's where I stopped. I have a little more to go. So I just flip my straight edge over because I still want to make sure I'm cutting this last little bit completely straight. I try to line it up with the top of the paper that I've already cut over here. And the edge down here on the side. I want to make sure that is completely straight. And once I have that, I go ahead and I finish my cut. So now I got my paste open. I'm going to stir it around a little bit, and I'm going to just start putting it on my paper. All right. So this can get kind of messy, but just know that everything can wipe down, and you basically just spread it around. All right. You don't want it to be goopy, so I'm going to try to spread this as good as I can, definitely getting all the edges. So once you have a good portion of it, you're going to fold it over. Now, you never ever crease, okay? Don't do that. Just kind of let it lay. But you want to fold it over. And see, here's the great thing about pasting wallpaper is that you can reposition, you can pick it up, but this helps the paste to activate. And so I'm just going to kind of move it off, and I'm going to undo that here in a minute as I keep going, but I don't want it to dry out, right? I have this all done and pasted. Because I have such a long piece, again, mine's a little trickier, but I'm going to take this bottom piece and fold it up and let this activate as well. Gently, just kind of push it down. Okay. So I have my wallpaper. I simply just, split it over, but I know where my top is because I've labeled it, so I'm not going to mess up on that. So I have this up here. I'm up on a ladder. And I also have my food scraper or my pan scraper. I have a wet towel here, and I have a pair of scissors just in case I need to make some cuts because this is going on the diagonal and I'm probably going to want to get rid of a little excess. Okay, so you want to start at the very top. Some people leave a little bit of room so they can trim. I think I'm just going to go to the top and stop right there. I want to make sure I'm going down my wall and that it is down my walls. I think my walls are pretty straight. And as you can see, I've got quite a bit just kind of laying here, right? And so I'm going to want to get rid of that before I start smoothing out. And I'm just kind of touching it on with my hand so that it doesn't fall down on me. But let me go ahead and make a cut. And I'm still going to leave a few inches over, okay? I'm going to grab my rag. My rag is all wet, but it's been, I've squeezed it out, so it's ready to go. I have my food or pan scraper right here. And so this is basically how you're going to do it. You want to smooth out any bubbles. Now, again, if I didn't like how this was laying, like if I could see over here I was making a big mess and it wasn't straight, which it might not be. So let me take a look. I can see that I've got a pretty big wrinkle here. So here's the beauty of wallpaper is that you can take it down and you can smooth it out, right? So I have a pretty big wrinkle going here, which means I'm probably going to go over a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I won't. But I want to make sure I get out any really big wrinkles. And I use my pan scraper to help me do that. And I'm also moving out any of that excess paste. Maybe I got it too thick in some places. You're going to see it oozing out sometimes on the side. That's perfectly fine. I'm making a little crease along this edge. I will come back once it dries and I will trim. I find that it tears less when it dries. Now I can also take my rag and rub it along to help some of these bubbles get out. There comes some of this wallpaper paste. It's oozing out over there. My rag also will help clean up some of that. Now, once you get to the halfway point, you're going to definitely want to take off that paper that was peeled up behind and let it drag to the rest of the ground, okay? And so now I'm going to work with my wet rag and my pan scraper, and I'm just going to continue where I left off, You can wipe down the paper, making it wet. That makes it still more pliable. Again, if I notice any big creases or problems, I'm going to take this paper off the wall, smooth it out again, kind of replace it and put it back, which is really great. And then you can just continue working on getting all of the bubbles out. And basically what you want to do is you want to go down and over. That's where these bubbles need to come out, is over to the side. So, you know, I still see a bunch of bubbles in here. And it just sometimes with some papers, it takes a little bit of work, but don't give up because it's really pretty easy. And even if you end up with a few bubbles in it, most of the time, especially if you have a really busy wallpaper, you will never, ever notice it. And this is a very busy wallpaper. So it's going to be very, very forgiving. Don't worry if you happen to make a crease on your paper, you can always lift it from the sides and then reposition it back down. And then continue working out those bubbles. Okay, it's looking great so far. So the second thing I need to do now is I need to measure from the top to the bottom on the second piece that I need to cut. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I know how long the piece is that I need, but the most important thing is to get it matching with a repeat, all right? So I'm gonna go get my roll of wallpaper and figure out where the repeat is. So when I go to find what the repeat is, I'm looking at this piece of paper right up here, and I'm seeing there's half of a pink flower, then what looks like kind of green type of grapes, and then on down I see like this purple flower with a yellow center. I'm looking for that in my paper, and I know that if I cut it above that pink, other part of that pink flower, I'm going to be in really good shape. So that's what I'm looking for on my paper. All right, so when I look at my roll of wallpaper, I'm looking for that pink flower to know where I need to cut. Luckily for me, it's right up here. Sometimes you'll find it way down, and so you end up wasting a lot of paper. But you have to waste the paper because it needs to match up. There's nothing more important than that, right? And so because I know that it's above this, if I cut, it's actually below this is where it starts. But if I cut above that pink flower and make it a straight cut, I have what I need. It's 95 inches long. And if I go a few inches over that, like 98, then I'm good to go and I know I'll have enough. So I'm going to cut this piece of paper the same way I did the other. So now that I've cut this, you can see where this little flower is and how it repeats on down to where we go down and see that little purple flower. This is what I'm going to line up with the paper I already have there. Okay, so now that I have my second piece ready to go, you can see where I folded the top in and the bottom up, okay? You basically just carry it like this. Now you need to remember which part is your top. You may want to label it. I know this part right here is my top, and I'm going to know that by that little repeat over here that I was looking for. So that is actually what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm making progress here. I only have a little bit of the wall left behind me. So I'm gonna measure from this top point all the way down, and I have my air conditioning return right there. So I'm just gonna measure down to that plus a couple of inches, and then I'm gonna find the repeat. So I'm doing the same thing again. Okay, so you may notice that I have to do a piece for here. I have a piece right over here that's a long sliver, and I probably am going to have two pieces right here to cover both of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do my measurement, cut it, put some glue on, and slap it up. Okay, now all that's left is to trim. You can see that little excess that I have there. I have it along the top, And I have it along the bottom. Let me take you down here and show you very carefully. So you can see some pieces are longer than others. So sometimes I wait for everything to completely dry and I trim it the next day. Other times I go ahead and trim it when it's wet. But here's the most important thing to know is that you definitely need a very sharp razor. And you're gonna have to probably change your razor throughout this process of trimming. And as I'm doing this, I'm letting the wall dictate to me where it needs to be trimmed. And it comes off so easy. It's really perfect. So I can take my wet rag, I can wipe it along there and it'll be great to go. And you can see what it looked like before. I like to find little nooks and crannies to wallpaper because it makes such a huge transformation in the space, even if it's a tiny space. Isn't this fabulous?